letting the people know about various personnel packages. We've had a video on 12. Today, we're going to be talking about 11. A quick review. A personnel package is different from a formation in what ways, Ian?
A personnel package tells you who's on the field, and a formation tells you where they are on the field.
Great. Good. Perfect. So let's talk about 11 personnel specifically. What is it? We know that those numbers, the 1 and the 1, or if it's 12, the 1 and the 2 correspond with specific positions. What are those positions, Ian?
First number tells you how many running backs are on the field, which includes the fullback as a running back, although that ends up being irrelevant because people don't use fullbacks. And the second number tells you how many tight ends there are. And then you take those two numbers, subtract it from 5, and that tells you how many receivers there are.
Okay. Well, we didn't. That's a lot of math. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
well,
Well, since we're here already, let's just go ahead and get into it. Today is going to deal with 11 personnel. Now, how does Sark employ it? When does he use it? How much does he favor it? Because we talked about a little while earlier that 12 personnel used to be one of his favorites. How does he feel about 11 personnel?
I think Sark, he definitely likes 11 personnel. Texas tends to spend 50 to 60% of their time in 11, and then most of the remainder in 12. So 11 is the main thing. Almost everyone uses 11. Some people use it all the time, like almost exclusively.
Right.
Sark does not use it exclusively, but he uses it a lot. 11 personnel is your basic spread personnel package. One running back, one tight end, and now you can have 3 receivers. So you can have a slot receiver that helps you spread the defense out and get more athletes on the field, get more speed on the field. That is the overarching best practice of football, is to have your running back, your hybrid tight end, who could theoretically do a couple different things, and then use the remaining slots on the field for speed and athleticism at receiver.
We are going to see 3 different examples of this, and I'll go ahead and spoil this for you folks. The 3 examples that we're going to see are pass plays. How, if we have 11 personnel, is it safe to assume that it's more likely than not going to be a pass play?
No,
Okay.
it's going to be a little more pass than run. It's
Fair
going to
enough.
be like 60-40 probably.
Now, we do
Yeah.
see, to be fair, we do have an RPO in there, so that could have been, under different circumstances, a run play.
Exactly.
Let's in fact, let's start with that RPO. Let's have a look at
Great.
what that looks like in real time. So let me rewind that for you guys so you can see it more properly. So talk us through what's going on here, Ian.
The personnel, obviously 11, because that's what we're talking about. The tight end you will find on Arch Manning's right. The last guy on the right on the line of scrimmage is the tight end, Gunnar Helm. You have the running back to Arch Manning's left, and then you have, instead of having one of the receivers on the short side of the field, this is called a nub trips formation, where you have all 3 receivers to the left side. Now, the challenge of this formation for the defense is that any run to the running back going to the right is going to the strong side of the formation, because you have a tight end there and your offensive line. So you're a little bit worried, like, how do we make sure we have people in the way in case they run the ball right? But then at the same time, you're like, but if they throw, their strength is weighted in an extreme way to the left. So which side as a defense do we prioritize? And how do we make sure we have good run stoppers to stop any run to the tight end, and any good pass stoppers to the left side? So you end up with, this is like creates the spread effect of the spread offense, where you're worrying about different things at extreme ends of the field. And the nature of all runs in the spread offense, unless your quarterback is a runner, sometimes even then, is that all runs have to come with the risk of a pass. The whole idea with the spread is, instead of putting big people on the field to bully you, we are going to put you out into space and create run-pass conflict, where you have to worry about defending both at the same time. And ideally, we hit you with whichever choice you make. We choose the opposite, and we make you pay. And RPOs, run-pass options, are one of the best ways to do this. because you give the quarterback a choice. You run a running play and a passing play at the same time, and he gets to look how the defense defends it and make a quick decision and then make them wrong. So this will be an RPO play that we watch.
Great. Let's look at it.
You can see that, Mississippi State barely got lined up. And they almost got lined up in a way where they would have guys in position to defend the pass, but they're just a little bit slow. And Arch Manning makes them pay. A little quick bubble screen out to Matthew Golden, and he's around the corner in an instant. But that could have just as easily have been a run. If you watch the offensive linemen, they're blocking to get down the field.
The way that they're blocking here, is this a zone blocking scheme?
Yeah, with Texas, it's always that looks like outside zone.
We have a whole video on that. Check it out. All right. So that was an RPO option. Let's have a look at this guy. Walk us through this one here, Ian.
This one, I wish for our viewers that Gunnar Helm, you can find him on the bottom. He's in the slot to the short side of the field. And he's flexed out just a little bit like a receiver. I wish for the purposes of this video that he'd just been in a normal tight end alignment, but he's not. But he almost is. And the idea with this one is your 11 personnel, your tight end is a hybrid, ideally, who could be a blocker or a receiver, right? That's what the tight end does. And so you could have him in the formation to help you block a run and create versatility in the run game. But you can also have him run routes as a receiver. And then if you're throwing the ball, he often becomes like the fulcrum of the offense, where he is dictates how the defense lines up. And then the offense makes choices based around the positioning of this one guy, whether or not he's even like a primary weapon or not. His alignment and where he is in the formation gives all sorts of keys to both the offense and the defense. And on this one, he runs out on a quick route. You get to see the possibilities of having a hybrid at tight end. And they use him almost like a slot receiver on this play. Whereas on the previous play, he was at the point of attack on an outside zone run. Standard little 2-minute, let's get a couple of yards and get out of bounds as quickly as we can so we can run another play sort of deal. And get him matched up on a safety who's playing too far off, and it's an easy 5 yards probably. Yeah.
This video is brought to you by Andre the Lawyer. If you're injured, trust the team that secured millions for their clients and helped thousands of Texans with their injury case. Car wrecks, slip and falls, 18-wheeler accidents, on-the-job injuries, and wrongful deaths. Don't let insurance tell you what your claim is worth. Hire Andre the Lawyer to fight for you. Principal office is in Dallas, but they serve Texans throughout the state. So don't wait and call Andre the Lawyer today at 214-444-8808. That's 214-444-8808. The contact information is in the description.
Moving into this next evolution of Texas football, we have a quarterback that throws bombs. In fact, that's what he's known for in this world. So let's look at an arch bomb, specifically out of 11 personnel. What do we see here, Ian?
There's a lot of things going on here. Texas is in 11 personnel, but the formation, which is not the same as the personnel, the formation is 5 wide, empty. There's no one in the backfield. The tight end is as far away from a normal tight end alignment as you could possibly be as a tight end. Gunnar Helm is at the top of the screen on the 50-yard line insignia on the field, like a distant outside receiver. The running back is as far away from a normal running back alignment as he could possibly be. He actually started in the backfield, and then he motioned out, and now he's the guy in the bottom, outside of the bottom 50-yard line insignia on the field. The three receivers are now all slot receivers. They are all now inside. The reason you do that is that if the tight end and the running back both align in positions that are normally defended by outsiders, are normally outside receiver positions, the defense has to make a choice. Do we defend them as though they were outside receivers and use our quarterbacks, who are our best coverage players on the field? Or do we distort our entire defensive structure and put a safety or a linebacker out there? And then the best part of it is, whichever the defense chooses, Arch can watch them do it. Okay, he's studied throughout the week, so he knows who wears what jersey number. So he knows if it's the linebacker out there in the corner and which one it is and what his strengths and weaknesses are. And then he can just make them wrong. He can choose the choice that punishes Mississippi State for the specific choice they made. Also important, people are always saying, should Texas play more 10 personnel? Sark never plays 10 personnel, which would be 1 running back, 0 tight ends, and then 5 minus 1 minus 0 equals 4. So now you have 4 receivers.
Right.
People are like, Texas has all these great receivers. How come they never play in 10 personnel? This is why they don't play in 10 personnel. You're in 11 personnel here. The guy with the binoculars on the defense watches. He sees there's a tight end, there's a running back, there's 3 receivers. Put in our defense designed to stop 11 personnel. They put everyone out on the field for that. And now all of a sudden they have guys, wait, what do we do now? The running back is way over here. The tight end is way over here. How do we defend this? Okay? You don't need to play in 10 personnel to do diabolical things to defenses in spread sets. So Sark does all this. Specifically when the running back motions out to the bottom, the guy who follows him to cover him for Mississippi State is a linebacker or a safety. And the fact that they're matching up person on person rather than matching up area of the field tells Arch Manning Mississippi State is playing man coverage. And that's why they're making sure that this guy's on this guy and this guy's on this guy. Well, if they're on man coverage, that means 1, good chance they're blitzing. 2, I need to pick my best matchup and get the ball there quickly. So Gunnar Helm and the running back, they don't even run dangerous routes. They run like little quick few steps, turn around. And all the dangerous routes are run by the receivers. He picks DeAndre Moore, who's the next furthest out guy, to Gunnar Helm's right. He chooses DeAndre Moore on his matchup, and he says, I have a one-on-one here. I'm going to throw up a ball for DeAndre Moore to just run by that guy. And he knows I got to get it out quick because I have only 5 guys protecting me, and they could send 6 or 7 to come get me. Touchdown.
Arch those bombs.
Arch those bombs. But he's throwing a bomb from 11 personnel, not even play action, just a straight drop back. Bombs away.
Let's watch this one more time so now we can focus on the top of the field. Let's look at the 2 defenders, how they're covering Helm and Moore here.
Yeah, the guy covering Helm is lined up a little bit deeper, but then he's like, oh, it's just a little quick pass. And the guy in the middle has to chase his receiver down the middle of the field. So there's absolutely no help on DeAndre Moore.
I mean, the other side too is that, the kid is obviously not playing any kind of press coverage. He's about 7 or 8 yards off of Moore. Moore is at full speed by the time he gets to that defender. That defender maybe takes 1 or 2 steps back before he makes his turn. And again, these are SEC defensive backs. This kid, the defensive back from Mississippi State, is very fast. Watch the recovery on this. He's still able to turn his hips relatively close to when Moore is making his move and is still close to him. He's not close enough, but he's still close close to him. I mean, the guy's just, and the speed on these kids is absurd. But watch this. Doesn't really even make his turn until now, and that's all recovery speed he's trying to make up with there.
The ball is too well thrown for him to recover.
Yeah.
Normally, if the ball is thrown like a little bit short to give the receiver a chance to catch it, that's when the defensive back has a chance to make up ground and maybe get a hand up. But Arch throws it perfectly, and so he has no chance. This is the dreaded slot fade, which is a fade route run from the slot. And as you might have guessed, the thing about the slot fade that is so nasty is that if Gunnar Helm ran a fade from the normal outside receiver spot, you can defend it by kind of jamming him up, getting up on him, and forcing him to the sideline so he has less room. Because on a fade ball like this, the quarterback is throwing this. If you watch where Arch Manning throws the ball, it's like just before Moore makes his move. He's throwing to a spot on the field that he knows Moore can run under and catch it to. And if your receiver is getting jammed up on the sideline and you throw it to a spot, there's a good chance he can't get there. But if you run the fade route from the slot receiver has all this space to his inside and to his outside. And so if you just throw it up, there's a good chance that he'll be able to get by his guy and get under and catch it. And so it's extremely hard to defend when you can throw it well. You just have to make sure that they can't send anybody to help. And Texas makes sure that they can't send anybody to help by getting into 11 personnel and doing these unorthodox things with the tight end and the running back. Checkmate.
Playing chess. So this has been 11 personnel. Again, that's one tight end, or rather one running back, one tight end. This is a series E and I have been doing. We really appreciate you being here for this. Check us out at InsideTexas.com for more of this information. We'll have more of these for you throughout the summer as we prep for the season, getting everybody's vocabulary up to speed as we head into the season. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.